Hey
Hey
guys,
guys,
today we are going to watch the latest and the newest US aircraft carrier, that is the $13 billion super aircraft carrier. And the world only has one or two, or the other countries have one or two, but US is just making a newer and a better one each and every day. So this one is the CVN-80. So let's watch this.
with you.
History has a way of repeating itself, but in the case of the United States Navy, it prefers to evolve. For over half a
Obviously.
century, the name Enterprise was synonymous with the sheer audacity of American naval power. The Big E CVN 65 was the world's first nuclear powered aircraft carrier, a vessel that served through the Cuban Missile Crisis, Vietnam, and the War on Terror before
Oh.
finally restoring its reactors in 2012. Now rising from the dry docks of Newport News shipbuilding, a new titan is taking shape to reclaim that legendary mantle.
Oh my god.
This is the USS Enterprise CVN-80. She is not just a replacement, she is a generational leap. As the third ship of the Gerald R. Ford class,
Wow.
she represents the apex of maritime engineering, a 100,000-ton nuclear.
And this is the difference between normal countries and USA, because in India also we replace these items, but normally you replace it with just one generation above and you just make it sometimes better. But US makes sure that the next one is the most advanced thing on this planet.
But the thing also is like a developed country doesn't have that much, economy, that much money. But America is developed one, and we all know that how rich Americans are. So that's the reason only.
Actually.
Fortress designed to project air power to any corner of the globe for the next 50 years. When she finally slips into the water, she is expected to become the most capable warship ever constructed. The resurrection of the Big E. The story of CVN-80 is deeply intertwined with the emotional and tactical legacy of her predecessor. When the original nuclear enterprise was decommissioned, it left a void in the fleet and in the hearts
Wow.
of naval aviators.
It was
That
that
void was officially
impressive.
filled on December 1st, 2012, when the Navy confirmed that the ninth ship to bear the name would be a Ford-class carrier. Construction began not with a bang, but with a ceremonial cut of steel in 2017, followed by the laying of the keel on August 27, 2022. But this wasn't just any steel. In a symbolic gesture linking the past to the future, 35,000 pounds of steel salvaged from the scrapped CVN-65
Wow.
were melted
They
down
used the
and
same
forged into
steel.
the hull of the new CVN-80. The DNA
This is
of the
impressive.
Big E
Yeah.
is literally welded into the bones of the new ship. Adding to this lineage,
It is
of
not just
excellence are the
military, it is
ship's
emotion.
sponsors, Olympic champions Katie Ledecky and Simone Biles. Their initials have been permanently welded into a steel plate within the hull,
Oh,
cementing
wow.
a connection between American athletic dominance and American military might.
This is
As
a
of late
huge
2025,
development for
The
America.
Enterprise remains under active construction at Newport News shipbuilding
Wow,
in
how
Virginia.
advanced
While
is
delays
America
are
is.
common in projects of this magnitude, the latest Navy budget projections target a delivery date of July 2030. When she
2030.
arrives, she will be the first aircraft carrier in U.S. history built primarily using digital tools rather than traditional paper blueprints. A paperless ship born from a fully digital development process.
Wow.
The anatomy of a monster. To call the CVN-80 big
Why is it
an
called the
understatement.
monster?
She displaces
Maybe because of
approximately
its look.
100,000 long
Don't know.
tons at full load. She stretches 337
Oh,
meters.
it stretches 337 meter.
From bow
Wow.
to stern, with a beam of 41 meters at the waterline and a sprawling flight deck measuring 333
It looks
by
so
78
huge.
meters. She
Actually.
draws roughly 12 meters of water, requiring deep harbors to berth. Powering this floating city are two advanced A-1B nuclear reactors.
Wow.
Unlike the complex 8-reactor design of the old Enterprise, these new plants are marvels of efficiency and raw output. They drive 4 shafts, propelling the massive vessel to speeds in excess of 30 knots. More importantly, they provide effectively unlimited operational range. The Enterprise can circle the globe repeatedly without ever
What?
needing to refuel her engines.
How?
The
Wow.
only tether to land is the food for her crew and the fuel for her jets.
Oh my
Speaking
god.
of the crew, the Enterprise is a bustling metropolis at sea. Her total complement, including the ship's company, the air wing personnel, and the command staff, is expected to reach approximately
Oh,
4,000.
5,000 people live on
4,000.
that ship all the time.
Yeah.
While this is a massive number, It is actually fewer than the Nimitz-class
It's a
carriers,
fewer?
a reduction made
Seriously, this
possible
number
by
is
extensive
fewer?
automation.
Huh.
The digital flight deck, changing the game. The true lethality of the Enterprise lies not in her hull, but in her systems. As a member of the Ford class, she introduces technologies that fundamentally change the rhythm of naval aviation. The most critical of these is the Electromagnetic Aircraft Launch System, EMALS.
Emails.
For decades, carriers relied on steam
Okay.
catapults, violent, maintenance-heavy systems that punched aircraft into the sky. EMALS replaces steam with
Oh
electricity.
wow, it replaces
Using
steam with
linear induction
electricity.
motors, it
That's
accelerates
crazy.
aircraft
I
more
have never
smoothly
heard
and with
something like this
precise
before.
control. This reduces stress on the airframes, extending the life of the jets. Crucially,
This
it
is so
supports
smart
a
from
wider
them.
range
Yeah.
of aircraft weights, from heavy bomb-laden strike
Okay.
fighters to the light, fragile unmanned drones of the future.
Oh,
Complementing EMALS is the Advanced Arresting Gear, which uses software-controlled electric motors to catch incoming aircraft. Together, these systems enable a significantly higher sortie generation rate, the ability to launch and recover more planes in less time than any previous class of carrier. The flight deck itself has been redesigned. The island superstructure has been moved aft and made smaller, creating more deck space for parking and maneuvering aircraft. Advanced weapons elevators moving on magnetic rails transport munitions from the magazines to the flight deck faster and more safely than the
Wow.
old cable-driven elevators.
What a smart
This
way.
pit stop
Yeah.
philosophy means aircraft can land, rearm, refuel, and launch again in record time.
in record
The
time.
fist of the fleet, the
Air
air wing.
wing.
Offensively,
It will
the
have all the
Enterprise
top
is
jets.
a mobile airbase capable of hosting nearly 90 aircraft. Though a
90
typical
aircraft.
deployment will
90
feature more than
aircraft, wow.
75.
On this one ship.
The air wing of the 2030s will look very different from today's. It will likely feature the F-35C Lightning II as the stealthy tip of the spear, penetrating enemy air defenses.
Wow.
Supporting it will be FA-18 Super Hornets, or their replacement, the FA-XX. EA-18G Growlers
Wow, I
for
really like
electronic
its
warfare,
look.
and E-2D Advanced Hawkeyes for battle management.
All the top
However,
jets.
the Enterprise is purpose-built for the unmanned revolution. Because she was designed digitally with expanded growth margins, she has the electrical capacity to support future systems like the MQ-25 Stingray
Wow.
aerial refueler
Oh,
and
wow.
the Collaborative Combat Aircraft, CCA, drone wingmen that will fly alongside manned fighters. She is also future-proofed for directed energy weapons, lasers, that require massive amounts
What?
of electricity, something
They are
her
bringing
A1B
lasers?
reactors can provide
Yeah.
in abundance.
So, you know, we saw all this in movie Star Wars. I think so, like, they are making it in real life.
Seriously.
Global Titans, how she compares. In the arena of global naval power, the CVN-80 has few peers. Her closest rival is China's Type 003 Fujian.
Oh, really?
While an impressive leap for the People's Liberation Army Navy, the Type 003 is estimated to displace between 80,000 and 85,000
Whoa.
tons, considerably less than the Enterprise. The
100.
Type 003 utilizes conventional propulsion, steam turbines fired by boilers, meaning she must carry massive amounts of fuel
Yeah,
for her own
obviously,
engines,
because it is
limiting
so
the
huge,
space
then
available
definitely it
for
will require
aviation
more
fuel
fuel.
and munitions. The nuclear-powered Enterprise suffers no such limitation. The United Kingdom's Queen Elizabeth-class carriers are modern marvels,
Okay.
displacing around 65,000 to 70,000 tons.
Nothing
However,
compared to
they are
Enterprise.
built around short takeoff and vertical landing with the F-35B.
We
While
have heard
flexible
about
and excellent for
F-35.
expeditionary warfare, they lack the catapults and arresting gear necessary to launch heavy airborne early warning aircraft or long-range tankers, limiting their standalone strike reach compared to a Kato-bar supercarrier like the Enterprise.
Like, it has
Even
everything.
France's Charles de Gaulle, the only other nuclear-powered carrier in the world, is dwarfed by the CVN-80. Displacing roughly 42,000 to 45,000 tons, she is less than half the size of the American giant.
Oh,
Her smaller
American
airway
giant.
and limited magazine depth reflect late 20th century design philosophies, whereas the Enterprise incorporates 2 additional decades of technological advancement. Despite her technological dominance, the Enterprise is not invincible. The most immediate enemy is cost.
Cost?
A single
Cost
Ford-class
$13
carrier
billion.
requires roughly
For
14 to 15
Oh my
billion
Oh
god,
my
dollars
god,
to
it's
that's a
ship.
$15 billion.
huge
This figure
amount.
excludes
14
the
to
cost of
15
the
dollar.
aircraft on her deck and the billions required for lifetime operations and maintenance. In an era of tight budgets, she is a massive investment.
Obviously.
Very
Furthermore,
expensive.
a carrier is a
Yes.
large target. Without her escort ships, destroyers, cruisers, and attack submarines, she is vulnerable to long-range anti-ship ballistic missiles, quiet diesel-electric submarines, and cyber attacks. While her defensive suite includes rolling airframe missiles, RAM, evolved Sea Sparrow missiles, ESSM, and Phalanx CIWS, her survival depends on the integrated strength of the entire
Of
carrier
course,
strike
because
group.
it's so huge.
Logistics also remain
You
a
can't
tether.
protect everything.
While her reactors run forever, her aircraft drink jet fuel and expend munitions at a terrifying rate.
Wow.
During high-tempo operations, the Enterprise requires a constant conga line of supply ships to keep her magazines and fuel tanks topped off. As the calendar inches toward 2030, the USS Enterprise CVN-80 represents far more than just another hull number. She is a statement of intent.
Seriously,
In
she
world
is
of
a
resurgent
statement
grid
only.
power competition,
Even I
she
don't know
is a
how
mobile,
American
sovereign
Navy will
airfield
use
that
this
can park
because it's
off
so
the coast of
costly.
any nation and dictate terms.
Wow, what a video it was. We learned a lot of things about this 13 billion supercarrier. And we also got to know that how expensive it is. They told us that it is for like 13 to 14 billion dollar, which is a very huge amount. And but the advancement is crazy, which they have introducing in this ship. And we also got to know that it's very huge. It's like half of the size of the American giant. We got to know that. And they are also providing laser characteristics into it. And like literally this, we can say that this is a huge achievement for America. If they will be able to make this ship, it will be a huge achievement. And yes, I really enjoyed this video, and this was so informative.
And comparing this to any other country's warship is just a joke, because the only thing that you can compare it to just America's another warship, and then only you can find a balance to it, because all the other countries just have one or two, and they have also made sure that it is just like, they make it cost effective or a smaller one. But America makes it a huge one, and it should have all the capabilities that are the best in the world. So what do you guys think about it? Do let us know in the comment section below. So do like, share, and
Subscribe.
bye.
Bye.